Right here, prime example. Now, this is exactly what I wanted to show you. Today is July 5th. Just got down here to the blue shed. I gotta get a bunch of stuff for the farm market. Since we worked all day yesterday, my parents are leaving today and then staying overnight at our cousin's cabin. So I'm coming down here now, gonna grab the Kubota, gonna do barn work, and then load up for the farm market. Here you go, kitty cats. All right, now we'll move on to kale. I like picking kale, it's so easy. Well, nothing's hard, but I literally just go right up to a bush and cut straight down about 3-4 leaves from the very top, so that way they can keep growing. And now I'll pick 5 leaves. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll put my rubber bands. And then I will rubber band them together. Oh man, I don't have rubber bands. Looks like I'm just throwing them in the crate and I'll rubber band them when I get them to the market. So I'll need about 20 leaves. So I have about 4 bunches. There's 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm up to 14 leaves off that one bush. And here's 16, 2 more, 17. Off one kale, I got 17 good leaves. And now this guy's gonna grow again and get a lot bigger. So I just about got my load around. I got some white potatoes, cauliflower, cantaloupe, watermelon, peaches, tomatoes, broccoli, and sweet corn. The only thing I need yet is some garlic, which I'm heading out to the field right now. I'm gonna pick, I don't know, like 15 bulbs of that, and then I can go unload. It's beautiful. Biggest thing with a fork is you gotta watch you don't get too close and puncture the bulb. And of course I got a rock in my way. Huh, those two like grew together. It's like 2 halves. I guess I never loosened that one up. Basically all I'm gonna do is just try and shake some of that dirt off of there. These are those small halfers. You can see how it's literally like half a bulb, but no bulb gets left behind. And I'll just snip them off right at that first leaf. Take them back to the shed, and we'll wash them off. This is the average bulb right here. These guys are just kind of goofy. I wanted to come over here and check out my sunflowers to see what the damage is from the rabbits. I lost 1, 2, that one was eaten, but it'll make it through. So is that one, that'll make it through. 3, I don't think that one will make it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These all look pretty good. They're getting to the point now where they're big enough that the rabbits aren't gonna mess with them no more. A lot of them, like, they ate off the lower leaves, but as long as they left the main head, then it'll be okay. I think that's like 2 more, 11, 12. Honestly, not the worst. Like, I know I'm gonna lose some, that's not 13. I know I'm gonna lose some. I'll take it though. That's not as bad as I thought. And I don't know if you've been following along with the last couple of videos, but Dad did not mean to plant sweet corn in these 4 rows right here, but it's coming up pretty nice. And so we're just gonna let it grow and harvest it. I do have 1 more row here that I can fill in with sunflowers as soon as that new batch starts to come up. And now while I'm not this far, I might as well check out the dill that I planted. Is it coming up yet? It is just, if you can even see that there right in front of my finger, starting to poke through. There is some weeds, but like right there's a little yellow stem coming up. That's one there. Garlic is basically fully grown now. We can start harvesting at any time. And I'm gonna give you 2 ways to know if your garlic is ready. Well, at least the 2 ways that we know if ours is ready. One being the scapes. If you have quite a few heads, it's always beneficial to leave 1 or 2 on, because when the scape stands straight up in the air, that means it's done. Now, this bulb probably won't be the biggest because now this sucked all of its nutrients, but I mean, we're not really nervous about that. And way number 2 is the garlic tips. When you start getting these brown tips on here, like the last 4 or 5 inches, start to like get brown and shriveled up, that's another indication that it's ready to go. And so we're gonna start harvesting some point this week. I don't know exactly when. Our main priority is planting. We gotta get our Cauliflower and watermelon in the ground first. And I think that's about it as far as planting goes. But then we also have strawberries that are coming in within a week, or again, something close to that. So we have a lot going on this week. And then before you know it, spring's gonna be starting. So we really gotta keep on the ball. But if you leave garlic in the ground too long, what's gonna happen is those toes are gonna start to separate. It gets more yellow instead of being nice and white. And it's just not near as desirable. Right here, prime example. Now, this is exactly what I wanted to show you. So right here, you have 2 pretty similar tops of garlic. This one, nice and green. Got those little brown tips on it, like I said, ready to harvest. This guy, stem turning yellow, lots of brown leaves all the way back to the main stem. And if you can see that there, the toes are separating, the bulb is starting to get a little bit yellow, and it's not near as desirable. So, perfect example. They're not as muddy as they were before, so they don't wash off quite as nice. I got everything unloaded, then Sammy showed up. Now we're on a mission to get these zinnias planted. We are just about done because, like I said before, the last couple rows are gonna be snapdragons. We already got done like 3 rows, I think, or she's finishing off the 3rd row. And we got 2 more at least to go yet. But we're moving at a pretty rapid pace. I already made the holes before Sammy got here, which you can see right down the row. Then I go through with this little wooden stake, and it's actually more like a wedge. Make the hole, and then she just drops it in, covers it, and we keep rolling. All right, so zinnias are now in. Now we just gotta wait for the snapdragons to grow more. But all in all, really happy with it. Love the fabric. Everything just seems more organized. And I think they're gonna do just as good as they always do, but they look nicer. Well, after I just got done talking to Dad, he said that he talked to another farmer, and he was just saying how we have a lot of broccoli and kohlrabi that's on right now. And he said he would take this morning around 50 to 60 heads of each kohlrabi and broccoli. And so that's gonna be on our top priority list. We like to get our cold crops picked first before the really hot sun comes out and that stuff starts to like wilt a little bit. And that way it'll be fresh for him for when he wants to sell it at his farm market. So we have these boxes that we would buy corn in. And so we kind of think these would be perfect. I think they're like a bushel box. And that's where we're gonna put the broccoli in. Right there, sweet corn. We hate to put them in like our wooden crates because we obviously can't give those away. And then we're gonna have to transfer them and handle them all twice, which wouldn't be any good. That should do it. My extra zinnia plants aren't looking too hot. We always lose a couple, so I keep some just so we can replace. I do think they will come back though. These are like perfect right now. Do you have a count?
That's 11. I don't have a count as far as big and small. I have a total count.
Well, I wasn't sure if he was going to charge
I don't know.
different prices for the bigger and the smaller.
13.
Unless he just does an average price overall.
14.
Oh, we have a 3rd row. That row's not ready. I know. That one's tiny too, but it's nice. All right, that's all I can carry. So what Dad's doing now is chisel plowing, and he's not doing the whole field. He's doing the mounds from the plastic rows we had here last year, which is where we had our tomatoes. Just because there's a hump, so he's trying to level that out. That way, it's not so, like ridgy when he goes to actually plant the field. So now Mom's getting one more order for a family member. I was just telling Mom that after walking through here, I seen some cauliflower. They're not huge heads, but they are really nice. They're a little yellow from all the sun we've been having, and they're not all ready, but that's a good thing. We're not ready to pick the whole field. Back here, I've seen a couple more somewhere. You can see down in there, the head's just starting, but where was it? Right here's one. Here's a purple one. And it's good to get these guys picked now because usually the ones that are coming on first have something a little bit wrong with it. And you can just see how that plant is different than the rest. I'm not saying there's any difference in flavor. I'm not saying the head's not beautiful, but it's just smaller and it's really not gonna get any bigger than that. All right, so now we're starting kohlrabi. Yeah, it'd be really nice to have a good set of clippers for this.
I can go back to the car and get them. Yeah, because those are junk.
Mom's on the phone now with Dad. We're gonna try and contact another farmer, see if they wanna take some broccoli. It's just so nice, and we have so much. And it goes from me all the way to the end, full picking 2 rows. And we're afraid with the rain coming on Thursday, we won't be able to go to Wilkes-Barre, or not that we couldn't, but it just won't be busy. We finished the broccoli orders. This is the one for the cousin, and then over here is for the other farmer. All very nice. We wouldn't give anybody anything we wouldn't wanna sell. And then we're in the process of finishing up the kohlrabi order. We need 50 of these. And I think we have 40 so far. We cleaned the kohlrabi from this section here all the way through. And now we're gonna keep going. Anything we left was either a little bit too small or just has like a bad spot. Not that it's bad in any way. You could cut that off and you have 7/8 of a head of kohlrabi. It's still perfect, but like I said, we wouldn't want somebody to give that to us, so we're not gonna give that to them.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so to make 5 and 50.
So this order is now ready to go. Everything was getting a tad bit wilty, even though it was only out for like half hour after being picked, but now in here it'll spruce back up. We might even throw some ice on it. And that other farmer said he would take the exact same load, maybe even a couple more kohlrabi, which is just really awesome. We're really thankful for it because we weren't sure what we were gonna do with it, and we hate to see all this fresh produce just get too big and overgrown and then nobody wants it in the field. One nice thing about going to the auction is that we get bins. And especially when they're in nice shape, we can reuse them over and over again for ourselves. So we'll just collapse them to get them out of our way. Just like that. And then we'll get them out when sweet corn season and cantaloupe and watermelon, all that kind of stuff comes on. All right, that's the second load. Heading back to the shed now.